Two of the most sophisticated and potent tanks in the world are the T-90 and the Leopard 2. Both have seen action in numerous battles and have been enthusiastically embraced by their respective militaries. But which one is superior to the other? Make sure to stay tuned until the end to find out. In 1970, production of the Leopard 2 main battle tank began. It had only been a few years since a previous Leopard 1 had gone into service. At the time, there was a chance that NATO and the Warsaw Pact would conflict, therefore the West German army needed a tank that was better protected than those made by the Eastern Bloc. Leopard 2 initial prototypes were finished in 1972. 1,800 of these main battle tanks were initially ordered by the Bundeswehr in 1977 to reinforce and replace the Leopard 1. The Leopard 2 was acquired by the West German Army in 1979 when the first batch of 30 tanks in production was finished. Its release marked the culmination of an extremely successful and cutting-edge design. The joint German-American MBT-70 program provided the Leopard 2 with a number of cutting-edge technologies and design innovations. Although the MBT-70 was a groundbreaking design, West Germany departed from the program in 1969 because of budget overruns, technical issues, and various constraints. However, the Leopard 2 and American M1 Abrams tanks were equipped with previously employed cutting-edge technologies. To make maintenance easier, the Leopard 2's fire control system, weaponry, ammo, transmission, and tracks are similar to those of the US M1 Abrams main combat tank. The hull and turret of this MBT are both welds. The Leopard 2 tank's composite armor is comparable to British Chopham. It provides effective defense against anti-tank guided weapons and bullets that penetrate armor. In a separate chamber in the turret bustle with blowout panels, ready-to-use ammo is kept. This increased the crew's chance of survival. The tank is equipped with an automatic fire suppression system and NBC protection. A Rheinmetall RH-M120 120mm smoothbore cannon that has been fully stabilized is mounted on the Leopard 2 main battle tank. 42 rounds are kept in the vehicle for the main gun. The driver stores the remaining ammunition in the front of the hull, while the turret bustle holds a total of 15 ready-to-use rounds. The Heat MPT multi-purpose rounds and the APF-SDST armor-piercing rounds are the two primary ammunition types often used by the Leopard 2. At a distance of 2,000 meters, the APF-SDST bullet may pierce armor equivalent to rolled homogeneous armor by about 450 millimeters. Since its debut, the German army has produced and employed several generations of APF-SDST rounds. German experts believe that their Leopard 2 tank could pierce the Soviet T-72 tank's frontal armor at a distance of 2,000 meters and the T-62 tank's frontal armor at a distance of more than 4,000 meters. When used against both hard and soft targets, the Heat MPT round is effective. The Leopard 2 tank's gun proved to be incredibly accurate. Two 7.62mm machine guns make up the secondary armament. Another is installed on the top of the roof, while one is coaxial. 4 people work on the Leopard 2: the commander, the gunner, the loader, and the driver. The fact that this main battle tank has an escape hatch in the floor behind the driver is an intriguing feature. An MTU MB 873 KA501 turbocharged diesel engine with 1,500 horsepower powers the tank. A deep wading kit can be installed on the Leopard 2. It can cross barriers in water that are up to 4 meters deep after preparation. Germany no longer produces brand new hulls. Instead, it modifies and refurbishes Leopard 2 hulls that are already in stock to modern specifications. Any existing Leopard 2 tank can be modified to the most recent specifications as long as all improvements are modular. The hulls of this tank were still being produced in Greece as of 2022. The T-90 main battle tank is the T-72's successor. Its initial production started in 1992, the same year that the Russian government formally adopted it. The Russian MOD adopted this tank in 1993. In 1994, low-rate series production started. For the Russian army, between 750 and 1,000 of these MBTs in all varieties were produced. It's also the final MBT to be mass-produced in Russia. The other most recent Russian tanks are largely redesigned and improved iterations of earlier models. Among the top 10 main combat tanks in the world, the T-90 is regarded. During the wars of Syria and Ukraine, the T-90 saw duty. Several of these tanks were destroyed in the Ukrainian invasion by Russia in 2022. The T-90 MBT makes use of the T-72's well-proven chassis and T-80U's turret and weaponry. The autoloader on this tank, however, is substantially different from the autoloaders used on the T-64 and T-80 tanks, and is more akin to that of the T-72. It has an integrated Contact 5 explosive reactive armor block and a welded composite armor hull. The turret of the earliest T-90 tanks was cast. Eventually, welded turrets took over manufacture. A 2A46M 125mm smoothbore cannon that has been fully stabilized is mounted on the T-90 main battle tank. In the daytime and at night, the APFSDS round's effective firing range is between 2,000 and 3,000 meters. At a range of 2,000 meters, armor penetration is approximately 590 to 630 millimeters. Similar to how it can fire regular ammunition, this tank is also capable of firing 9M 119M reflex anti-tank guided missiles. These missiles can also engage low-flying helicopters and have a range of 4 to 5 kilometers. The reported hit probability for missiles using semi-automatic laser guidance is 80% at a range of 4,000 meters and 70% at a range of 5,000 meters. 6 to 8 rounds per minute is the maximum rate of firing. However, recent tank competitions in Russia reveal that these guided missiles only have a strike probability of about 50% against stationary targets. These rockets' accuracy against moving targets will be significantly worse. A carousel-style autoloader completes the T-90's main gun. The autoloader has a total of 22 rounds that are loaded and ready to fire. The main compartment, as opposed to a small compartment with blowout panels, is where the remaining ammo is kept. All Soviet main battle tanks of the Cold War era shared this flaw. When the armor is breached, the onboard munitions may start to explode. A coaxial 7.62mm machine gun and a remotely controlled 12.7mm machine gun on the roof are utilized as secondary weapons against both ground and air targets. The original T-90's fire control system served its purpose well in the 1990s. However, it's currently unable to compete with technology seen in contemporary main battle tanks. The original T-90 lacks sophisticated sights with infrared vision and a commander's panoramic sight, which would enable speedier target detection and engagement. However, updated models like the T-90A were equipped with French Thales thermal imaging technology. An 840 horsepower V84MS multi-fuel diesel engine was used to power the first batch of T-90 tanks. The initial manufacturing version lacked electricity and had ambiguous mobility capabilities. Soon after the launch, production shifted to better models with a V92 engine producing 1,000 horsepower. An auxiliary power unit that powers all systems when the main engine is stopped completes this Russian MBT. The tank is equipped with a deep wading kit, which the crew can install in 20 minutes. Additionally, the T-90 has a self-entrenching blade. It's capable of creating a fortification for defense. The self-entrenching blade serves as additional hull protection while not in operation. Since its initial development in the early 1990s, this main battle tank has experienced gradual improvements. Both tanks are outfitted with cutting-edge armor systems that offer outstanding defense against a variety of attacks. The Leopard 2 has an easily upgradable modular armor system that can adjust to shifting threats. The T-90 has the most recent explosive reactive armor technology and a modular armor system, which together offer great defense against anti-tank missiles. Both tanks are well-armed and have a wide range of targets they may engage when it comes to firepower. With its 120mm smoothbore gun, the Leopard 2 has a greater effective range and accuracy. The 125mm smoothbore cannon of the T-90 has a little larger caliber, but it also has a slightly shorter range and inferior accuracy. Both tanks have good mobility and can operate in a range of environments and circumstances. The T-90 has a slightly higher power-to-weight ratio, while the Leopard 2 has a faster peak speed and superior cross-country mobility. The Leopard 2 is more expensive and produced in smaller quantities than the T-90, making it more affordable for nations with limited military budgets. Overall, the Leopard 2 and T-90 are both great tanks that can be used for a multitude of tasks and missions. The T-90 is well renowned for its great mobility, firepower, and protection, whereas the Leopard 2 is well known for these qualities as well as its inexpensive cost and high manufacturing numbers. The choice between the two tanks will ultimately depend on the particular needs and spending capacity of the nation or organization seeking to purchase them. Which tank do you prefer between the T-90 and the Leopard 2? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed watching this video, then please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more amazing videos.